I'm Tom Graupmann, the Activities Director at Northfield High School. I was born in Glencoe, Minnesota, which is about 40 miles straight west of the Twin Cities, and grew up on a farm outside the little town of Plato, Minnesota, which I'm really proud of, at a stadium in Plato called Cow Pie Stadium. We played baseball all the time, and that was my primary sport all the way through. And then after that, our family moved to northern Minnesota, and I actually attended Grand Rapids High School. But I played football, played basketball, played both those sports in high school. Was all conference my senior year. Played against the great Kevin McHale. I played on the varsity baseball team as a 9th grader and played all the way through. I was lucky to be a captain my senior year. I was all conference 3 years, all tri-state my senior year. I was all state, made the Lions All-Star team my senior year, and that's where I graduated, was Grand Rapids High School in 1975. I continued to play American Legion Baseball, and that team won the state American Legion Baseball tournament, which was a thrill. I was a captain on that team, the shortstop. I was recruited to go to Mankato State, and recruited to a few other schools as well, but chose Mankato. I'm really glad I did, and I played college baseball, and was recruited by Gene McCarthy, who was my advisor all the way through. I have a great deal of respect for Gene McCarthy. He was a fine man and fine teacher. And then Dean Boyer came on board, and I called Dean Boyer the transformational great relationship builder. My junior and senior years at Mankato, we made the Division II National Tournament. My senior year, when I was a captain in 1980, our team placed 3rd in the country in Division II at the tournament in Riverside, California, and that was a great thrill. My first job was in St. Peter, Minnesota, where I was luckily hired at a small Catholic school called John Ireland School, coaching 4th, 5th, and 6th grade co-ed boys and girls basketball. And I've currently been in Northfield since 1987, 1988. I took a position in Northfield as a 6th grade teacher because during my time at John Ireland School, I also picked up my elementary ed degree. Within a couple of years, that transformed into also becoming the middle school athletic coordinator, and I had the very, again, lucky opportunity to work with Kevin Merkel, who's now at the Minnesota State High School League. Kevin was the athletic director at Northfield High School. I was the middle school athletic coordinator. So for 10 years, Kevin and I worked in those roles together, and I learned a tremendous amount from Kevin Merkel. I have a great deal of respect for that man. When I was informed of being the Activities Administrator of the Year by the MnIAAA, I was humbled, shocked, honored. And what I did is I thought back about the activities administrators that I work with, that I have worked with, and some ADs that I know who had also become activities administrators of the year. And I look at that list, and it really wows me to be part of that list because I have such a great deal of respect for all these people. I'd like to thank, I'll start with my wife Denise. She's been a huge support for me for so many years. We actually met in high school. We're high school sweethearts. We had lockers next to each other, and our love has never stopped since the first time I really saw her. I don't know if she liked me so much right away, but it took a while. But I love you, Denise. Thank you for being my rock and my support. And my wife and I have been blessed to have 2 children, Chris and Stephanie. You're both married, and your spouses are wonderful people. Emiliana, Jake, thanks for being part of the family. We have the 3 grandchildren, JT, the oldest, and then Maya, and Charlie, and the newest, who's about a month old, Max. We love you all. You're so special. I really want to thank my parents for instilling in me a work ethic that it took me a while to pick up on that work ethic, but my parents gave me a great framework of what it means to work hard and to serve other people. I've had 2 assistants since my time as AD. The current assistant is Cheryl Dockin. Cheryl, you are an amazing person. You are, and I've said this before, you very well could be the nicest person on the face of the earth. Bonnie Liebelt was the assistant before Cheryl. Bonnie, just like Cheryl, you know, your creativeness and your sense of humor, and really, Bonnie, you were the one that trained me in and on what it was to be an AD. So Bonnie, thank you for putting me through the training ground. In my career, especially at Northfield High School, I've been so blessed to have administrative support, starting with our superintendent, Chris Richardson, who really understands the value of co-curricular activities, and then our principals. I was hired by Bruce Santier, and so I'm indebted to Bruce, and Bruce has a great way of putting things into layman's terms that help me understand my role and our role to provide quality experiences for our kids. And then Joel Lear took over as principal. Along with Joel, we have Marnie Thompson and Jeff Eckhoff, assistant principals. Those three have provided such great support to our co-curricular program. They really, genuinely, sincerely, first of all, do a great job with their job, but then they step above and beyond the call of duty, and they provide me with so much assistance and support. I'd like to point out some organizations, and those organizations would be the Minnesota State High School League, the Minnesota Coaches Association, and the MnIAAA. Something really significant that's happened within the last couple years is those three organizations coming together to put on the Why We Play conference. For me to see that come to fruition and to see these organizations all going after the same purpose, and that is setting our kids up for good opportunities in educational activities, really warms my heart. The MnIAAA, thank you. It's a great organization. Getting this award through our association is again a humbling experience, something that I cherish, and I appreciate it so much. Again, I'm truly honored and humbled to have received this award.